So I've noticed that a lot of women are always chasing this feeling that is always out of their reach, which is I just want to be caught up. I want to be caught up on all my tasks. I want to be caught up on life. I want to be caught up on everything and, feel up to date at this point in time. But the uncomfortable truth is that moment very rarely exists because life is always going to offer you obstacles and challenges and hurdles. There's always going to be something to clean, something to organize, something to plan, something to follow up with. And life is never going to stop handing you these things. So if your definition of peace is everything needs to be done before I can rest, everything needs to be done before I can feel calm, you are always going to feel behind because the finish line is never, going to pause for you to feel caught up. It's going to keep on moving. And so what is the alternative here, okay? Because you don't want to go through life always, feeling behind. I want you to understand that you can define your definition of what feels enough to you, to come up with a definition that actually works in your favor. Okay. And the best way that I've personally found to latch onto a definition that is going to make you feel better is define what enough looks like for today alone, not forever, just for today. So, depending on how you wake up, whether you are full of energy or you are feeling a little bit lethargic or exhausted, every day you get to decide again, what does enough look like for me today? Okay. Given my capacity and understanding that the peace isn't going to come from necessarily completing those things, but it means from, it's going to come from you deciding that this is all I need to do for today. And I get to renegotiate. I get to decide, okay? It is always up to you. But the problem is that oftentimes we go through our checklist, and then rather than feeling, happy that we've done the things that we'd planned to do, we decide to pile it on with more and more stuff. But that really, really needs to stop because, this idea of something being enough is up for you to decide. You can decide enough today is just to get the rest you need, get the sleep you need, give yourself a lot more grace, be a lot more compassionate to yourself. That can be enough. Okay. But the way that you step out of this feeling of constant pressure to finish a life and to do all the tasks that are always going to keep on coming your way is deciding, and renegotiating every single day what enoughness looks like for you. What goes onto your metaphorical plate. You can choose to put nothing onto your plate. You can choose to do more depending on your capacity, but it is always up to you. And if you're allowing other people to define that for you, other people telling you that you've got to do more, 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 understanding you're always going to feel frazzled, you're always going to feel exhausted. And so the relief that you're looking for is going to come from the compassion that you are showing yourself. Okay, I can decide that enough is just me doing one thing and one thing alone, and that can be good enough for me. Okay, and don't punish yourself for being productive. So many of us, like, we get through the things and we, rather than resting and, kicking our feet back and just like enjoying the fact that we've completed what needs to be done, we decide to put more onto our plate. Okay, but that is always going to keep you stuck in a loop and cycle of pressure because, like I said, life is always going to throw you obstacles and challenges and so forth along the way. And this feeling of enoughness and this feeling of, not feeling behind is always going to come down to the way that you view yourself, the way you view the task on your to-do list, and how much slack you choose to give yourself every single day. Show yourself the same amount of compassion that you would show anyone else that you love in your life. And honestly, your life is going to be just a little bit more easier. And make sure that if you want to dive deeper into this, that you grab my free guide from the bio that is going to show you the 5 thought shifts that you definitely need to release, that you need to ditch in order to move through your life and towards your goals with so much more grace and ease. Take care. I am your coach, Frances Vidakovic. I will catch you in the next video.